Male coworker kept mansplaining my job to me, so I publicly corrected his structural calculations in front of clients. I'm 31F, structural engineer in Christchurch. I specialize in earthquake retrofitting, which is obviously pretty important here. Been doing this for 8 years, have my chartership, the whole thing. This new guy Brendan joined our firm maybe 5 months ago. He's 28, came from Auckland with like 2 years experience. Nice enough at first, but then he started doing this thing where he'd explain basic engineering concepts to me. Like stuff I learned in my second year of uni. First time he explained what a shear wall was to me, I thought maybe he was just nervous or something, trying to seem knowledgeable. Whatever. But then it kept happening. He'd explained soil liquefaction to me. I wrote my thesis on soil liquefaction in Christchurch. He explained moment frames to me in a meeting. In front of clients. I tried to brush it off, but it was getting embarrassing. My boss noticed and asked if everything was okay, and I said yeah, it just Brendan being enthusiastic. Didn't want to seem like I couldn't handle it. The breaking point was 2 weeks ago. We were on site doing an assessment of a building that needed retrofitting. The clients were there, building owners, their lawyer, the whole crew. And Brendan starts explaining to me how to calculate lateral loads, while I'm literally in the middle of doing the calculations. I was so done. So I just let him talk. He kept going, getting more confident, and then he said something wrong. He mixed up the seismic weight calculation, used the wrong formula for the site class, and I just let him finish. Then I turned to the clients and said actually Brendan's made an error there. This is site class D not C, so the calculation needs to account for the softer soil profile. The building would fail with his numbers. His face went red. I pulled out my tablet and showed them the correct calculations, explained why his approach would have been dangerous. Basically did a whole 5-minute thing on why you need to actually understand local soil conditions. One of the clients actually said, "Oh, so you're the one we should be listening to then." Brendan tried to say he just misspoke, but I was like, no, that's a fundamental error that could have meant inadequate strengthening. He barely talked for the rest of the site visit. When we got back to the office, he pulled me aside and said I embarrassed him on purpose. I said yeah, I did actually, because he's been embarrassing me for months by treating me like I don't know my own job. He went to our boss complaining that I was unprofessional. Boss asked what happened, and when I explained, boss basically said maybe Brendan should focus more on learning from senior engineers than explaining things to them. Brendan's been weird with me since. Like overly polite, but also clearly annoyed. Some of the other guys think I went too far doing it in front of clients. But like, he was literally giving them wrong information. That's not just annoying, that's dangerous. Also, maybe don't mansplain earthquake engineering to someone who's been working in Christchurch through all the retrofitting for the past 8 years.